Good morning, social media. My name is James Cronenberg. I wanted to share a little bit about the declining of the United States. And if you look at both sides, all you hear is bashing the other side. You hear the Democrats bashing Trump, wanting to get him convicted for this and that. Charges are being dropped now because most of it was set up. And it made Donald Trump more popular than it ever has. I heard another comment, oh, he only got grazed by a bullet. That's it. The bullet was only like 2 inches away. It would hit him in the brain. And on the other side, too, it came real close. Somebody said it was fragment from the glass. They had bulletproof glass there, or plexiglass, or whatever they use for bulletproof. Then you got people making fun of President Biden because of his memory or his walking ability. It's like being bullied, like how they treat people in elementary school. Our country has really turned out to be selfish, self-centered, and a disgrace, period. Our country was founded on biblical principles. In God we trust. Not in man we trust, but in God we trust. And now you have the ACLU and other people that want to take the word God off of everything. They want to change the Constitution to fit their needs and their purposes. We have a country right now that the economy is pretty bad. The taxes of my house that my sister owns has tripled. To take a loan out from the bank for a house has doubled. Gas prices have gone up 40% from what it was under President Trump. We were digging for our own resources in our country under President Trump. We didn't have to go to all these other countries for everything and spend more money than what we should have. There's wars that we probably should not have been involved in. But there's also wars that we are trying to protect our allies. And when you don't protect your allies or work with them, if somebody attacks the United States, we're not going to get the support that we need. What our country needs back in it is God. I'll probably go back, to vote as a Republican. But State Rep Josh Williams in the Ohio House really turned me against him when he said, after doing research on my past, I will no longer be interested in meeting with you. Since when do they do research on people they're going to meet with? Is that something new, or is it singling me out? I'm a registered voter. I can vote for whoever I want. I should be permitted to meet with people in there. And other people that have bad past should be allowed to meet with people as long as they're not violent and they have changed. We were not sentenced to a life sentence. But when you get out, sometimes it acts as a life sentence. I'm lucky I have a family that supports me as a person. Not the wrong things I did, but supports me as a person. My sister told me one time I'll never be homeless, and that made me feel really good. Because that I was worried about. At 61, and I'm not in the best of health, I can't afford to be homeless. And I do need the family support. Sometimes it gets lonely when you live so far away from your family, and I try to make friends, and sometimes you make the wrong friends. The worst thing I think that our country did is when they took their Pledge of Allegiance out of the schools. You live in America, that should be mandatory, that you say, I pledge allegiance to the flag. We did when I was growing up in elementary school. They're trying to take In God We Trust off of money. I think they took it off of the courthouse already, the Supreme Court, I think. Somebody told me that. So if we don't trust in God, who do we trust in? You can't trust in man. Man falters, and men make mistakes. And men are not always right. What I do like about President Trump is his faith. I heard somebody say, oh, he's not a Christian. Nobody knows what's in somebody's heart. Christians make a mistake. Christians sin. The same person that said that is committing crimes. So really, he has no business to talk. I'm not going to sit here and bash President Biden because our country just wants to go around bad-mouthing people for the sake of bad-mouthing. I would like to see them shake hands during debates. But if the Democrats really want to have a chance, they need to put somebody else to run for president. Joe Biden served 45 years in the Senate and did nothing. He was in as president, everything went up in price. Even food's gone up, I think they said 35%. And when you're on a fixed income, you can't really afford to eat healthy because everything's gone up in price. So what are we going to do with this country? Are we going to pray for our nation? Or are we going to sit here and just badmouth somebody because you don't agree with them? Pray for President Biden. Pray for Donald Trump. Pray for our former presidents. Pray for your neighbors. That's what we're supposed to do. The same people that want to bash President Trump claim they're Christians, but they don't believe in 1 John 1:9 when it says he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all righteousness. You could tell they don't, the way they act. But then you go to the Lord's Prayer, if we don't forgive others, God will not forgive us. And that's not open to debate. That's from God. So let's make the right choice, people. I'm not endorsing a candidate, but I'm saying vote carefully. There's some moral reasons that I vote more Republican than Democrat. You could always talk to me and I'll share my views with you. But right now, if we in Ohio can be the example nationwide and start praying for our leaders and, that God will use them in a mighty way and help our country overcome some of the obstacles. Right now we have Russia that's not really happy with us. Under President Trump, he worked with these major leaders from other countries and got them to work together and kept them from coming after the United States. And we need that again. We're supposed to be the country of the free, not a communist country where we have to vote for who the government says we have to vote for. We can have freedom of religion. I don't agree with all faiths, but I learn to respect them. We just have more in this country. Go to the other countries if you're in prison, how horrible they treat you, such as the Middle East. But then you can go to Costa Rica where they don't even have fences around the house. You can go home to visit your family. The guards will play cards with you and treat you like you're human. Recidivism rate is under 1%. So it's our choice, people. It's our choice. Nobody else's. We can vote for the candidate that is best for our nation right now, whoever it may be. We don't have a big selection. We only have between two men. I watched the Republican convention. I'm watching it now. But I also will watch the Democratic convention and go from there. And we need to be open-minded. Just because we're a registered Democrat or a registered Republican does not mean you always have to vote for your party. You can vote for the candidate that is best for the nation and for this great country of ours. Have a good day, everybody, and God bless you. And remember to pray for our leaders.